What's up YouTube? I'm back again with another video, and today we are going to be talking about a stock that has been recently crushed due to the conflict in Ukraine and Russia. If you like these types of videos, please remember to hit like and subscribe. I appreciate all the feedback. You guys are awesome. And yeah, without more to say, let's get right into it. The company I'm talking about is called VEON, and you can see that in the last 3 months, they have seen a massive sell-off, falling from around $1.50 to hitting lows of around 20 cents. VEON is a mobile service provider for Russia, Ukraine, and many other emerging markets. They're basically like AT&T for that part of the world, providing phone, internet, and other services like TV and digital streaming. There was a slight rebound when the company announced on the 3rd of March that they were not subject to sanctions. After that announcement, VEON came across my radar. Here's my take on the company and the potential upside and the potential risks.
2021 was a year of important turnaround for us. We finished the year with the highest liquidity positions. Actually, if you look to our report that we announced today, we have $2.3 billion cash in our balance sheet, and we have access also to short-term credit lines. I have no concerns whatsoever on this issue.
And when it comes to access to technology, we've seen the geopolitical issues with Huawei. How does this impact your rolling out of 4G and 5G networks?
Look, it is a big dilemma. On one side, I always say the pandemic proved one thing. The infrastructure we are deploying in all these countries is essential to the livelihoods of our customers and citizens. And 4G for all, not 5G for few, is our motto.
So if we hop on over to their 2021 results, we can really see what's going on with the company. They had a net income of $801 million compared to a loss of $315 million last year. This is in US dollars, by the way. Total revenue of 7.8 or 7.78 billion compared to 7.2 or 7.3 billion last year, which is a 6.8% increase. You can see they have over 203 million total mobile customers, 97.3 million 4G subscribers. And when you see the countries they are deployed in, you will understand why there is such a potential for future growth. Some things that were announced in the earnings report were that it's their intention to move its group parent company to the United Kingdom. And something that's very important to me is that at the end of the fourth quarter 2021, their net debt EBITDA ratio was 2.44x. While it is within their comfort zone, the ratio was above the limit of 2.4 times set by their dividend policy. Moving forward, they aim to further deleverage the company and build sustainable dividend capacity for the future. So basically, they're saying they want to get their dividend back, and they're going to work hard on it. Given the current circumstances, we are not providing specific guidance for 2022. Basically, this must have been added right at the end, like, hey, this Russia thing just came back. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, this is where all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt comes from. You can see by the total revenue by country that Russia and Ukraine make up over half of their total revenue. So these are the emerging markets I was talking about with Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Bangladesh, Uzbekistan, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan. You can see here that they are growing pretty rapidly. And we all know how important telephones and 4G, 5G services to basically everyone around the world, and how places like Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan may not have had the best access to those services. So, it's easy to see that that is going to be very vital to those countries' growth in the future, and everyone deserves to be connected to the internet. If you go through their earnings, you can actually go through a detailed report on each country. I'm just going to read the headline for the main ones. Beeline Russia service revenue growth accelerated further in the fourth quarter, consolidating the business turnaround achieved in 2021. I'll pause this just for a second if you want to read it. Okay. Here's Ukraine. So in Ukraine, they run Kyivstar, which is a mobile like AT&T, like a phone service. Kyivstar recorded its 6th consecutive quarter of double-digit revenue growth in the fourth quarter of 21, which was largely driven by the expansion of its 4G customer base with the associated strong growth in data revenue. In turn, supporting the ARPU, or average revenue per user. I think that's what it means. So here's a detailed look at the numbers here. You can pause it if you like. I know this doesn't have all of it. You can get this all for yourself at VEON.com. It's all available for you. Pakistan, they have a service called Jazz, and that continued to deliver double-digit revenue growth during fourth quarter 21, maintaining its strategic focus on 4G and digital services to strengthen its market-leading position. Next up, we got Kazakhstan. Beeline Kazakhstan was once again the fastest growing business in VEON's portfolio in the fourth quarter of 21, continuing to enjoy strong demand for its 4G network and digital services. Customer base value management remained in focus, minimizing churn and enabling high-value users. Here's another look at the Kazakhstan numbers. Pause it if you like, read it, go for it, or look it up for yourself. As we go on, they don't have a headline for the other ones, so we're going to leave it at that. So a big catalyst for why the company dropped so hard was they had recently announced a 30 billion ruble loan from a Russian bank called VTB, which is about 400 million US dollars before the crash of the ruble, obviously. And, that's not a good look, especially when you have some oligarchs who own some shares and might be on the board. So basically, to nip it in the bud, the oligarchs stepped down from their roles, and VEON has actually paid back that $30 billion loan. They had Mikhail Friedman step down from their board. Basically, they're going through some tumultuous times, and there is a lot of uncertainty. So here's a list of some pros and some cons that I put together. It's not going to cover everything, obviously, but these are just some of the things that come to my mind when I think about this stock. I'll start off with the bad news, with the cons. So basically, over half of their revenue comes from Russia and Ukraine. And we've all seen what's happened to the value of the ruble. So my question to the company is, are they going to be raising their phone plan costs? Or how are they going to battle the drop of the ruble? They took advantage of this by paying off that $30 billion loan with interest, which is fine. The ruble has literally got decimated in the last couple weeks. And, there's definitely risk to their infrastructure. This company has cell towers and internet connections and other things that could potentially be targeted by Russia or, vice versa. If this does spill over into Russia, Russia's side might start getting hit too. Who knows? There's a lot of craziness going on with that, and it's hard to tell what's going to happen. There's a chance they could be forced to sell their Russian holdings, their whole Russian side of the business, which would be, detrimental. Or they might have to choose between Russia and the West. Who would they want to, who's important to them, which is not a really great place to be in for a company based out of Amsterdam and who wants to move to the United Kingdom. I hate to say it, but there could be regional instability in a lot of their markets, and disruption is huge. It's hard to tell if there will be conflict in any other place around the world. But at the same time, that's a real pessimistic view. That's just a complete bear case scenario. If they have a plan of somehow fighting the crash in the ruble, keeping the value that is there in their Russian side of their business, then all good. I think this company has a great chance of just exploding in the future. If we look at the pros, the earnings report did show steady growth. They have a large user base with multiple products. They have more cash on hand than the current market cap, which is actually insane. They have a major potential in emerging markets, and they're very close to repaying their dividend. They've paid off some debt, and they are trying to deleverage the company to reduce risk. All of these are great moves at a time during this uncertainty. Most of their money is held in Euro and USD, so they're pretty much covered on that side of it as well. We're really just waiting for this whole Russia-Ukraine conflict to calm down and things to hopefully go back to normal. Looking at the emerging markets, they do have some pretty interesting ventures going on with mobile banking, TV services, telecommunications, internet service providing, which is an immensely important tool for these developing countries to propel themselves into the future and really keep up with everyone else. I really think that this company is in the right area and in the right market for major growth. So yeah, guys, that's my take on VEON. The stock is 37 cents right now. If you look back a year ago, it was like $2.30 or something. Just a month ago, it was $1.50. Personally, I picked up a few shares. I'm just nibbling, taking small bites. We all know that it could get worse. What if cell towers do get targeted, or what if the Western powers say, hey, cut off the phones, Beeline, no more Russian, we're not letting them, we want to cut Russia off from the internet. Who knows how far these sanctions can go? It's hard to tell. So yeah, I started a small position here with the mindset of a long-term hold, a very small percentage of my portfolio as far as the value. And, I have the mindset that hopefully this will return to paying dividend. And hopefully in the future, because this stock does actually have options, I'll be able to trade some of those options, maybe sell some calls or something and create some premium from these shares. So that's my plan. Like I said, I'm not going all in, not going crazy. I've seen people on certain stock forums show their crazy positions. They're insane. This does warrant a small chunk because it could double, it could triple, but it could also get cut in half again. So we don't really know. At this point, it's kind of just start nibbling, a little bit, save a bunch of dry powder on the side just in case it goes down. If it goes up, oh well, you made money anyways. But yeah, guys, that's my take. Let me know in the comments if you use any of these services, Bangalink, Kyivstar, Toffee, Jazz, Beeline, TV. Let me know how they work and if you guys actually like these services. I had never heard of them till I started looking into this company. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Yeah. Anyways, hope y'all make tons of money. Stock Surfer signing out.